Dallas and Detroit tied as we begin the third quarter of play with Detroit up 3-0. The big play, it appeared for them, was the injury to Rodney Peete.
Well, the Lions were moving the ball extremely well. Peete just goes back in the pocket, and as he plants his right foot right here, it just gives way on this turf. Peete has had all kinds of problems this year with the knee, a hip, a groin, and his ribs, and now it's his ankle. And it looked like the Lions were ready to go into the tank until the blocked field goal.
Well, they had a 3-0 lead after Rodney Peete's injury. There were 2 touchdowns in the first half, one by each team, and here's how they looked and sounded. Play fake. Aikman. Roberts. Touchdown. Wide open. Novacek is the holder. Blocked and picked up, and here comes William White, and this will be a touchdown. No flags. And at halftime, passing yards, the Cowboys have a huge edge. Eric Kramer on in relief of Rodney Peete. And they also lead in total yards, only 74 thus far, and time of possession. Keep in mind that on that opening field goal drive, Detroit had the ball for 8 minutes and 16 seconds. Here's Ken Willis to kick off. Taken by Jeff Campbell at the 7. Campbell out near the 17-yard line. Eric Kramer comes back on, and we do have an update now from the locker room of the Detroit Lions. Rodney Peete injured his right Achilles tendon.
Well, and that's a whole lot different than a sprained ankle. An Achilles tendon injury, we don't know the extent of it, but that can be damaging beyond belief, especially when you have to play on AstroTurf.
Kramer 0 for 2 in relief of Rodney Peete. Barry Sanders with 39 yards on 11 carries. And Kramer will throw on first down. Tipped incomplete. Batted behind the line by Talbert, I believe it was. Tony Talbert who got his hand up.
Shades of Ed Too Tall Jones, number 72 for the Cowboys, a great defensive end. Well, Tony Tolbert is 6'5". Ed, of course, 6'9", but that looks just like big Too Tall. Is that redundant? But this is Tolbert. They called him too small when he first came in the league. Defensive end was only about 240, goes about 270 now.
Second down and 10 Lions. Both teams trying to find out just how good they are. Sanders on a sweep left. Pursuit from Manny Hendricks. A flag is down, and Sanders is out of bounds at the 19-yard line. And it may be a holding call. Jack Del Rio is indicating that they're going to get Willie Green, number 86. Yep.
Boy, now the Lions are really going to have to rely on Barry Sanders because with the lack of practice time that Kramer has had this week and his ineffectiveness so far at 0 for 3 passing, it's going to be all on Barry Sanders to get the Lion offense going.
Holding 86 offense. Still second down.
Willie Green, the wide receiver.
Check him out here a little bit. Here he is, 86, Willie Green. And this is what the officials are looking for. He reaches out and pulls down, or tries to pull down, Manny Hendricks. Easy call to make.
There's Rodney Peete. Achilles injury, right hand. He and Troy Aikman, of course, went at each other, right heel rather, went at each other twice in college. He at USC, Aikman at UCLA. Here's Sanders dancing to the outside and dragged down. For just that long, it looked like he was going to get some room to the left. And Ken Norton leads the defensive charge.
Well, to stop Barry Sanders, you have to gang tackle him and watch as the Cowboys will shut off his first move to the right here. He'll cut it all the way back to the left. And for an instant here, as you said, Vern, it looked like he had some running room. But there is Ken Norton again with help from Ray Horton and Jack Del Rio. A gang tackle.
That brings up a 3rd and 19. Cowboys in the dime defense. Bill Bates in at a linebacker spot. Eric Kramer 0 for 3, which makes him 2 for 8 for 1991. Back at the goal line with time to throw. Fires it on a line. Caught at the 30. Big play. Mike Farr with the catch. And a gain of 24.
This is a big play for both Kramer and Farr and for the entire Lion organization. They're backed up, their backs to their goal line. Good pass protection as Casillas almost gets to Kramer, but Mike Farr, the possession receiver for the Lions, comes up with a big third down conversion.
Mike Farr, who came into the game with 18 catches, and that's his first grab of the afternoon. 1st and 10, 12:50 to go, third quarter. Perryman starts in motion, then slows up. Kramer is back, comes to the near side to Willie Green. Incomplete. He didn't get both feet down. And decisively called by 2 of the officials.
Take a look at it. Ball is thrown a little bit high, but that first foot is out. And Willie was complaining because he had the left foot down, but that first one was right on the line. If it was a size 8 instead of probably a size 12, he would have had it.
Eric Kramer, 26 years of age, 2nd year in the league. Played collegiately at North Carolina State. 2nd down and 10. And he has reduced last year's #1 draft choice, Andre Ware, to a forgotten man here in Detroit. Chased by Russell Maryland. Lots of room on the right side. Here is Kramer, cut down as he gets to the 35, and a flag is down.
It's going to be an illegal block against the Lions. Somebody trying to protect their quarterback. Cowboys were ready for that attempted screen pass to Barry Sanders. You talk about a marked man. Anywhere Sanders goes, the Cowboys are going after him.
Illegal block. Number 80 on the offense. Still 2nd down.
Brett Perryman is the man who's guilty of the block.
Well, from the right side of the screen here, number 80 Perryman will come in here and push Robert Williams right in the back. And not a very good job at that, because he pushed Williams right into a tackle.
Perryman, who started his career with New Orleans, played for Jimmy Johnson at Miami. So did Benny Blades, as a matter of fact. 2nd down and 15. Farr in motion. Kramer looks right, comes left. And that's caught by Green, who's dropped immediately by Robert Williams. Williams, a one-time starter at cornerback, who's now the nickelback for the Cowboys. Russell Maryland getting more action today than he has most of the year. He'll alternate with Jimmy Jones.
And he's got a reputation as a real quick starter, but he gets double teamed here. He hasn't quite learned that technique of Jerry Ball's, where you take one guy and destroy him. But Jerry Ball is 328 pounds, and Russell Maryland's about 278. There's a bit of difference there when you're talking about destroying people.
3rd and 11. 10-10 ball game. 11:24 to go, third quarter. Kramer has to run. And he's caught and dropped as he gets out to the 37-yard line. It'll be 4th down. Jim Jeffcoat made the tackle.
And basically what you're seeing is an inexperienced quarterback with a lack of practice time as he gets back in the pocket. Really not sure where he wants to go with the ball after his first choice is taken away by the defense.
Derek Shepard, by the way, sprained an ankle in the first half and will not return, so Kelvin Martin is doing the punt return duties. Jim Arnold on the punt. This will be his 3rd of the ball game. There's Kelvin Martin. Nice high punt, but returnable at the 11. Out to the 22-yard line. 10:29 to go in the third quarter of play. A 53-yard punt for Arnold. 11 on the return. Dallas has it. Cowboys and Detroit tied at 10. Dallas with the first down at the 21-yard line. Aikman in the first half, 12 of 19 for 140 yards. Tackle is made by Jerry Ball, number 93. Jerry Ball, who, despite his 328 pounds, was a high school fullback and actually recruited at SMU and started as a freshman at the fullback spot.
And has played a little running back for the Lions earlier in his career when they needed that extra beef in the backfield. He gave it to him.
2nd and 9. 10-10 game. A lot of time for Aikman. There's Novacek out to the 30-yard line where it'll be 3rd and 2.
Any quarterback loves the last part of that play by his receiver. Not so much that he catches the ball, but how does he catch the ball? Because if you can reach out and catch it with your hands as a quarterback, you have a lot more area to throw the ball in. You don't have to put it right on the numbers every time. If the guys are good enough, as Novacek obviously is, that gives the quarterback a huge target.
We were talking with Chris Spielman yesterday, asked him his biggest concern today. He says, when a man on Novacek, and he was then. 3rd and 1. And it's Smith, caught and robbed, 4th down. Jerry Ball got a quick start.
This is number 93 right here, Jerry Ball, looking a lot like Mean Joe Green, his boyhood idol. But that's the key there. He pushes Stepnoski 4 yards deep in the backfield with that quick start, and then cleans it up by making the tackle and preventing the Cowboys from converting on 3rd down.
Don't you dare believe that 298 pounds that you saw. Tackle on at least 30 for that. Here's Saxon as they came with the block. Melvin Jenkins almost got there. Fair catch. Mel Gray at the 35-yard line. A 36-yard punt. Nothing on the return. We are tied at 10. Two teams 5-2 for the season.
Well, to further illustrate what we're talking about the plane of a receiver, watch Novacek reach out and grab this ball with his hands away from his body. And what we're talking about is the difference between catching the ball here and reaching out is about 3 feet. So you make this entire circle, that's a 9-foot radius there that you have, and it gives a quarterback a huge pocket.
And it worked for that play, but then Dallas had the punt. Here's the pitch to Sanders. Huntley leads the way to the right, and Barry Sanders caught after a gain of about 3. 10-10 ball game. Jay Novacek. Plan B acquisition. And in case you missed it, New Orleans lost for the first time today. Philadelphia took a tumble. Atlanta pounded the Rams. Green Bay over Tampa Bay. Eric Kramer. Rodney Peete on the sideline with an Achilles problem in his right heel. 2nd down. Kramer back. Rush comes. Pass is caught. Perryman 1st down at the 50. In front of Robert Williams and Ray Horton.
Well, a lot of people will be wondering about the availability of Andre Ware if Kramer doesn't improve or if he gets injured. The problem is that if you put Andre in the game, he's the emergency quarterback today. He's inactive unless he is put in the game. Now, if he goes in the game, that means that Kramer cannot return. And heaven forbid, if Andre were to get hurt, then who would play quarterback?
Interesting question.
Jerry Ball. It's really not a very good rule.
No. 1st down and 10 in a 10-10 game. 6:48 to go, 3rd quarter. Mike Farr starts in motion. Fumble. Scramble for it. Who got it? Detroit comes up with it. Jim Arnold, by the way, is the so-called disaster quarterback.
Aptly named disaster quarterback, although he did have a nice run this year from punt formation. You can mail it in if he gets in the game.
2nd down and 10. Minnesota leads at 7-0, and Denver battle of field goals in New England. From the 49 on 2nd and 10, Kramer. And again, good protection. Lobs it out to a safety valve. Barry Sanders. That's a heck of a safety valve to have. And that's for a 1st down. At the 40, Ken Norton with a tackle. A gain of 11.
I talked to the quarterback coach Raymond Berry today about possibly finding more ways of getting Berry the ball. by way of the forward pass. Here he's just the outlet here, but you notice that Kramer, once his guys down the field were covered, he didn't look to run that time. He looked for number 20, and number 20 comes up with another big play, first down for the Lions. But you wonder if Kramer had got a little talking to on the sidelines by the quarterback coach, Raymond Berry.
Raymond is in his first year as quarterback coach. Of course, the Hall of Fame wide receiver, who was at one time a head coach at New England, also one time a wide receiver coach for Tom Landry and the Dallas Cowboys back in the late 60s. Time has been called. We are notched at 10. 5:29 to go, third quarter.
About Barry Sanders. Well, here is Barry, and here is Sanders. Raymond Barry and Charlie Sanders.
A couple of great names. Raymond, as I mentioned, has had a lot of spots as a coach. I was chatting with him during practice yesterday, and he said, you know, the toughest part about being a coach is moving around so much you can't decide where to be buried. First down and 10. Play fake. Kramer into the flat. Tunnel drumped by Ray Horton. And it'll be second down from the 36-yard line. Well, Dallas and Detroit 5-2, and what games they've got coming up. Detroit will go on the road as the lead game of our doubleheader next week. Detroit at Chicago, and the Bears won today. New Orleans will be at the Rams, and Phoenix is at Dallas. Dallas has 4 of its next 5 games, including today, on the road. That's their home game, and then the schedule gets really nasty. Second down, tie game at 10-10. Eric Kramer goes for the corner. Herman Moore and Isaac Holt. No flag. Holt is thankful. Moore can't believe it.
Well, the crowd is saying this should be a pass interference call against Isaac Holt, and I've got to agree with them. And I think that the man in the striped shirt, if he could have found the pocket with the flag in it, would have agreed with us as well. Watch the official here reach for his back pocket and come up empty. That's face guarding all the way. There he is with the reach to the back pocket for the flag. You talk about short arms and deep pockets. He can't get it out of the pocket.
I'll be darned.
Unbelievable.
I'll be darned. Third down. Kramer has a man. Moore, first down at the 29.
The only explanation on that play is the official looked up to see where the ball was in relation to the receiver. If Moore had been able to catch the ball, would he have been able to come down inbounds? Obviously, it looked like he would not have been able to do that. And luckily enough, number 28 there, Don Wedge, couldn't find his penalty flag. But I've never seen a guy have to make a decision based upon the fact that he couldn't find where the flag was.
His Homer Hanky is in Minnesota. It'll be first and 10. 10-10 game, 3:55 to go. Eric Kramer in relief of an injured Rodney Peete. There's Riley in motion. The 3 tight end set again. Play fake. Kramer has it, and he fooled everybody, but he only picks up a couple as Larry Brown chases him out of bounds at the 26-yard line.
I think he might have missed the handoff, Vern.
Ah.
There's not many times where you're not going to try and get the ball to Barry Sanders, and here he comes, and he just does not get the ball all the way out to Barry. That's a missed handoff. And again, that goes back to lack of preparation. And what Kramer told me earlier in the week, that he only got about 10% of the repetitions in practice, where he normally would pick up 25% of the time.
Dave Levy looking on, the offensive coordinator, with the silver stretch, which has become an offense featuring the trays. Second down from the 26. Detroit scored first, a 44-yard Eddie Murray field goal. Dallas a 1-yard touchdown toss. Aikman to Alfredo Roberts. Detroit a 55-yard blocked field goal return for a touchdown. William White. And we understand we're having technical problems. Here's a pass in the end zone. Caught, touchdown, Willie Green.
James Washington cannot believe that this is a touchdown. Watch as Kramer throws a fantastic pass, a fastball right on the line between the defenders, right to Willie Green. 26-yard touchdown. Unbelievable throw.
Eric Kramer's second touchdown toss of the season. That is the 6th catch of the year for Willie Green for a TD. He had a streak of 5 consecutive games in which he had caught a touchdown pass. Here's Murray. It's good. And the Lions are back on top. Willie Green, injured reserve all last year. And 6 touchdown passes that he's caught this season.
Green goes down and splits him in the end zone, and he gets a fantastic pass from his quarterback, Eric Kramer. Good job of widening the defensive back on his route by Green, and that ball was just hummed.
Here's the kickoff, and again they keep it away from Alexander Wright. It's Ken Gant, number 29, and he's out to the 23-yard line. Eric Kramer on in relief, and watch his reaction after the touchdown pass.
Kind of cool, like he does it every day. This is only the second one of his career, but he won't ever throw a better one.
Tickets sold today, 80,058. There are 74,906 in attendance. Most of them with pom-poms. Dallas with 175 yards in the second quarter. Detroit with 97 in the third. We're under the 3-minute mark in quarter number 3, 17-10. Toss to Emmitt Smith. There's a flag. We're going to bring this one back.
Yeah, they're going to get Darrell Johnston for a takedown on George Jamison. That's how Smith got to the outside.
Boy, it's fun to see this many people in this arena.
Yeah, they're all doing the pom-pom chop.
Oh, I hope they decide never to do it again.
Holding 48 offense. Still first down.
Let's take a look at it. Here's the play right here. Johnston pulling down George Jamison. He reaches out, makes a heck of a shoelace tackle there on Jamison. That's not the way you want to start your first possession after your opponent has gone down and scored.
That kid's well on his way to weighing as much as Jerry Ball. First and 20. 17-10 Detroit. Aikman has to get rid of it. Popped up in the air. Incomplete pass. Jamison was there with Aikman.
And let's check out Jerry Ball here. He's been rushing the passer all day long. Watch as he'll drop back this time after fighting off the double team, keeping his eyes on the quarterback, and he almost comes up with an interception. Watch the dive over the pile here as the ball is coughed up in the air, and Jerry Ball comes up about 2 feet short.
Couldn't hear.
Well, that and the play clock was down to 2, and 80,000 pom-pom people here are playing the 12th man as a home crowd should do.
I can remember in 1984 doing a game here when the Tigers were in the World Series facing San Diego, and there were 13,000 rattling around in the Silver Dome. Quite a difference from then and now.
Well, that's what winning does, but it also is what Barry Sanders will do for you. You get to see one of the best all time and a guy that can show you something you may never see with his types of moves. Right now, it's the Detroit defense that's putting on the show.
Jerry Ball moved from fullback to nose guard at SMU because Michael Carter, who was the All-American nose tackle there, was concentrating on the shot put for the Olympic team. That's how Jerry Ball started as a nose guard. Fumble. Lion football. Mark Spindler.
Well, Spindler comes up with his second big play of the day. He blocked the field goal earlier, and now he comes up with the fumble recovery as he just out-muscles Aikman, beats him to the ball. Aikman just drops this ball, comes up a little bit short. Stepnoski didn't deliver it all the way back to his hands, and then the man who they say is out of the cage is on the loose.
He has a sign in his locker room that says not a place for human beings, but it's spelled B-E-I-N-E-S. Barry Sanders down at the 10-yard line. Isaac Holt with the tackle.
And if you go back to the play before the fumble by Aikman, remember Aikman had to call timeout because the 25-second clock was running down because of their problems communicating because of the crowd noise. So let's give an assist to these 80,000 Lion fans.
Cowboys coming in had an NFC low in turnovers. They had only turned it over 10 times, including 5 fumbles lost. And the mishap with Stepnoski and Aikman cost them perhaps dearly. Here's Eric Kramer. And again, they load up in the tray formation, leading Willie Green, the load wide receiver, to the left. Riley in motion. Sanders flags. And that'll be against the Lions. How effective has this formation been for Detroit, do you think?
Well, as long as they're ahead, it will be effective because they want to run the ball and take time off the clock. This one will go against Glover.
Offense is declined.
Interesting that they declined it, but here's the play. Watch as Glover will take down Russell Maryland, number 67 here. Just with a turn, and he pulls him to the ground. Well, that's a real questionable call. You see a lot worse than that.
And it's third down. Kramer back. Throws it into the end zone. That'll be incomplete. Mike Farr beyond the end line. He made a heck of an effort.
Well, and it's interesting that the Cowboys declined that penalty. Yes. And but they feel that must have felt that Kramer, with his lack of experience and practice time, that just give him one shot at trying to convert that touchdown and not two.
So that means Eddie Murray comes on, already the author of a 44-yard field goal. And on the Cowboys sideline, Tony Casillas is limping off, and he has had a terrific season thus far. They could not afford to lose him for long. Tony Casillas, number 75. 27-yard field goal effort. Jim Arnold, the holder. Cole came across, and he's claiming that Gibson drew him across.
There's no play either. The whistle blew before, and I think Isaac saw something. The referee is saying that the center moved the ball.
False start on the center. Still fourth down.
Eric Sanders is the snapper, number 64, and Isaac with the good peripheral vision, because you know he wasn't looking at the ball. He saw something move out of the corner of his eye, and luckily for him, it was the ball.
Isaac Holt, who came over in the Herschel Walker trade from Minnesota. Now Murray moved back 5 yards, making it a 32-yard field goal. Kick is up and good. And that extends the lead to 20-10. Tony Casillas trying to walk off an injury to his right thigh, it would appear, Dan. So the fumble recovery turns into a 3-point play for the Detroit Lions. And they increase the lead 20-10. Game 7 coming up tonight. Get your hand.
And the play of Kirby Puckett, that catch he made last night.
Yeah, that was one for the ages.
And then he finishes it off with a beautiful homer. Who do you like?
Twins. My Scandinavian background is coming out. I couldn't go back to the relatives in Minnesota if I said Atlanta. Eddie Murray will kick it off. Alexander Wright has been back to return them, but he's yet to return as Murray has kicked it away from him on each of the succeeding kickoffs. 75,000 are here. 80,000 tickets were sold. And it's a 20-10 Detroit lead. They have dominated here since coming out in the third quarter. Touchdown strike, Eric Kramer to Willie Green, a fumble recovery, and a Murray field goal. And broke the 10-10 tie. Cowboys haven't lost. Oh, boy! A fumble by Ray Horton. And then he steps out of bounds at the 8. And there's Toby Castone.
Or not Toby. But Horton's not used to being back here. Remember, Shepard was injured last week. They cut James Dixon. So now you've got guys back there returning kicks that haven't had the practice time. And it's very evident that Horton wasn't ready for that one. But he's just filling a spot, filling a need out there. And Troy Aikman, you tell you about how bad things are going for the Cowboys at this point. He ran to the huddle and tripped and fell down, and those people in that end zone let him have it.
And they do not have a silent count. He's got to get rid of it quickly. Across the middle, Darrell Johnson out to the 12. And the final minute of quarter number 3 is. Watch Troy Aikman now as he comes out to the huddle. Everything's fine. Whoops.
Those gremlins hiding in that AstroTurf.
Including today, Dallas, they don't have an offensive touchdown in the third quarter this year.
And they got 25 seconds to go in this third quarter.
Aikman, Irvin, first down at the 31. And as much as anything else, that will quiet the crowd for Dallas. That's a gain of 19.
And a real shot in the arm for the Cowboys as they come out from the shadow of their goal line with a big third down completion.
That's the end of the third quarter with our score. Detroit 20, Dallas 10. Our